Welcome to ChukkerTV. I'm Dale Schwetz with Jan, Eric, Frank, and we are live here from the Valiente Polo Farm for the Founders Cup. And they are rocking and rolling here in this first Chukker play as we had a little rain come in, so they started it up here. We do apologize for that. We want to get it going here based on 3 games going on here today in a triple header. And Jan, tell us a little bit about the 2 teams going on here in the red and in the white. Let's talk about the team in the white.
Well, good morning also from me, everybody. Yes, indeed, Dale, it's a little bit overcast. The action has already started, the first whistle of play. And as you were saying, let's talk about the 2 teams in the white shirts. J5, La Dolfina coming into this first of the Founders Cup triple header that we have on today. Playing in the white shirts at number 1. Gonzalo Ferrari, the 4-goaler. Isidro Estrada, the 7-goaler at number 2. Hero del Carril, also 7 goals. And Robertito Zeda. So basically exactly the same team that we saw in the All-Star Challenge, playing off 23 goals. And they're up against Scone. Scone in the red shirts. And David Paradise leading the team there at number 1, playing off 0 goals. And then we have that father-son combination. Porotto Cambiasso off 4. Diego Kavanagh off 9, and then the other Cambiasso, Adolfo, playing the number 4 this morning, I should say, the 10-goaler. And Dale, after that first whistle, we have also our first penalty of the morning. Looks to me like a penalty 3. It'll be taken by Diego Kavanagh. 40 yards, and it was tried to be defended, but Kavanagh makes no mistake and gets the first goal of the Founders Cup 2020 on the score sheet. I remember last year, Casablanca beat Valiente in overtime in that final, a thrilling final it was, 12 goals to 11. The MVP, the unfortunately injured Juan Martinero, who took a little bit of a hit in that first tournament, the All-Star Challenge. An injury which he sustained in the Argentine Open, so we wish him a speedy recovery. We're hoping to see him back in the saddle again at the end for the Triple Crown of Pearl. Remember, this is the second of our 4 high goal tournaments, the WPL. We just had the All-Star Challenge, of course, played for in the final, as also the subsidiary final last weekend. I know the boys have been very, very excited and keen to get this second tournament underway as we now watch J5, La Dolfina, and the 7-goaler, Hero del Carril, try and send the ball deep into the half there of Scone. But Adolfo Cambiasso, of course, with young Porotto Cambiasso, making it very hard for any team to come through. Pick up here on the halfway line by Strada. Nicely outplayed, Kavanagh. A little pick up there by Robertito Zeda. He's in a melee, and it's again Kavanagh. Nice little backhand flick. Passes it to Adolfo. You can just hear him say, tranquilo, tranquilo, take your time, take your time. Adolfo gets the challenge. The 2 number 4s, Zeda coming in to take on the 10-goaler. But as you can see, that's why he's 10 goals. Still has possession, has to go for a little lap of honour. Meanwhile, he's given it to Porotto Cambiasso. Porotto finds a bit of space. Adolfo tucking in behind, and also right in the thick of it there, David Paradise. Cambiasso, a little under the neck. Oh, well played, Porotto Cambiasso. The very quick first goal there from the 4-goaler. 14 years of age. And before you could even say, how's your father, it's 2 goals to 0 in favour of Scone.
Yeah, team in red come out here very quick in the conditions here today. Of course, Field 3, Valiente Polo Farm. We're playing all 3 games today here on ChukkerTV for the WPL World Polo League Founders Cup. And you get to see all 3 fields here at the Valiente Polo Farm. We're going to start on Field 3. We're going to go to Field 2. And then we'll bounce over to Field 1 for our final game of the day. And it's been all... It's going here in the beginning here, winning all the bowl ends here at Porotto. Adolfo in the rumble seat. Nice little ride out there. 2 players come together. They're going to let them play on the inside. Now a little pick play by Kavanaugh, and they'll take this one forward. Del Carril. He's going to try to get by Adolfo. Has the horsepower. Look for the near side. Next shot. Del Carril. And Del Carril is going to go ahead and take the first ball in here for the J5 La Delfina breeding. And good little run here. You got to keep this red jerseys under control. You don't want to get them out too quick. As Adolfo's going to jump on some fresh legs down in the far north side. Now, the Stone team is in the north end zone today, and Colorado is in the south end zone. And it looks like Perotto is going to go ahead and jump on a new pony, and I just showed you how much they look alike. Not just the helmets, but their ability to move the ball and hit the ball. Back to the center here. Little nip and tuck here in our first Chukker play. 2 minutes left in this first Chukker.
Absolutely. So both of these teams not wasting any time. And if we have a little look at how J5 La Delfina breeding did in that first tournament, they had unfortunately 2 losses, but a win. Lost, or beat, I should say, Cebucan in the semi-final of the Santa Rita Abierto, and lost the final then to Richard Mille of the Santa Rita Abierto. So they've already had a good run in this tournament. And I'm sure we will see a lot more from that 7-goaler, Hero del Carril, of course making his second appearance this year at the WPL. And as you were saying, Dale, they'll be well advised, J5 La Delfina breeding, to get a grip on Scone, because they will have one mission in mind, and that is to, of course, score as many early goals as they can to put the pressure on J5. So I'm expecting quite a lot, especially from the 2 7-goalers, Dale, Isidro Strada and Hero del Carril. Now also, Gonzalo Ferrari had a very good opening tournament in the All-Star Challenge, playing a very, very solid 4 goals, as did Robertito Zeda. And obviously the All-Star Challenge, the first of our 4 tournaments, also a chance for the players just to sort of acclimatise and get a little feel for the tournament. And of course we've got in this All-Star beg your pardon, in the Founders Cup, we've got also, as you said, Dale, 3 we have 3 new names coming in. Again, the Founders Cup with a total of 10 teams. Last year, remember, we had a total of 8 teams, so the WPL very much on the growth. Some of the new names include Amala, who we'll be talking about throughout this tournament, of course. Then also a newcomer to the Founders Cup is Scone, who are out there at the moment, as you can see. And then, of course, STM. We'll be talking to you and bringing you all the information about how these teams are lining up for the Founders Cup throughout the afternoon. As Dale was saying, we've got 3 big matches lined up for you today, all taking place at Valiente, and it looks like we have our second penalty this time. It's a penalty 4 on the field, and we're just waiting out for the umpire to call play. I'm just hearing there might have even been an appeal for a challenge. We'll just wait for verification on that. But yeah, indeed, Dale. So after last weekend's cracking final, of course, at Grand Champions Polo Club, really was brilliant to see. Valiente, defending champions of 19, and now again winning, excuse me, win the 2020 All-Star Challenge. So they've gotten off to a very, very good start. And as I say, just waiting now to hear until the umpire says play. But it looks to me, I think there is some kind of a challenge or a delay going on. So we will, of course, keep you posted. So as I say, once again, 10 teams, and I'm just being told there was a challenge, and the foul, I believe, I'm being told in my stands.
Umpire call stands.
We don't know.
Okay, well, the umpire called the foul, or the decision to award this penalty for stands. So a chance here, and a very important chance here, to very quickly draw level once again for the team in white, J5 La Delfina, and it'll be taken by a man who's already scored once before in this opening Chukker, Hero del Carril. Always hit it low. A little touch there from the number 1. Ferrari tried to just steer it between the posts. A little bit of a traffic jam and another whistle. Clever little play there from Gonzalo. He read it well. I mean, I'm pretty sure Chukker wanted to send that one high in the sky, but of course the rain that we've had this morning, unexpectedly, we've had beautiful weather all week, literally in the mid to high 80s. And then the day of play, the first day here, the Founders Cup, a complete change. I'm guessing we must have had a drop of at least 10 to, well, I'd say a good 10, 15 degrees. Here we go then. No goal as Cambiasso gets things underway.
So Scoring going to dodge a bullet there on, and actually they get Scoring to use their challenge here early. Remember, one challenge per team here in the WPL, so they'll lose it. But Adolfo says, we don't need it. Let's rock and roll. Down the sideline they go. Good pickup here by Robertito. Puts to the inside. Diego on the gray pony. Picked up again by Adolfo. 32nd horn has sounded. And it'll get controlled here by the number 3. Diego has some room to work. Gets in between two white jerseys, Kavanaugh. Diego tries to go through the legs of one pony, and that ball is going to get escorted off the field by Robertito Zeta, and that'll end our first Chukker of play. So we'll send all our players off here and get them on some fresh ponies for our second Chukker of the 2020 Founders Cup, live from the Valiente Polo Farm, field number 3, ChukkerTV. All right, so welcome back here to our second Chukker, Jan Eric Frank. Jan, nice to see you here for the Founders Cup.
Absolutely great to be here. Once again, always a pleasure to be at Valiente. And as I said, we had a bit of rain, so the field's a little bit hot, or a bit, I say, slow and heavy. We saw Del Carril try to convert a penalty just now. Didn't quite get his mallet underneath. Now, the players, of course, as you can see, very keen to get straight back out there. End of that first Chukker, if you've just joined us. We had a couple of very quick goals coming in from both the 9-goaler Diego Kavanaugh and the 4-goaler Poroto Cambiasso. And as I say, Del Carril, he scored once and nearly managed to draw level, but they just ran out of time at the end of that first Chukker. So Scone getting the we've just seen a man taking a little bit of time.
right, so welcome back here. As we did have, one of our opponents kind of slide in on the sideline over here, so we'll make sure the Hero Del Carrillo is okay, the 7-goaler. And as Jan was saying, if you just join us here on Chukker TV, remember, in the white jersey, J5 La Delfina Breeding. And they're going to go with Gonzalo Ferrari, who's been spectacular at the number 1 position on 4 goals. Isidro Estrada, first-timer here to the, Ferrari and Estrada, first-timers to the World Polo League. So welcome, guys, and they've done very well playing here for the La Delfina Breeding. Of course, Hero de Carrillo, and he looks like he's back up, and Robertito Zeta. In the red jerseys, of course, David Paradise plays the 1, Perotto Cambiaso will wear the 2, Diego Cavanaugh will wear the 3, and Adolfo Cambiaso will wear the number 4. 2-0 as we get this one going, and we're right in the beginning of the second Chukker with 6:23 on the clock. Quick little play from the center of the field as Perotto Cambiaso is going to step in here and steal one away from Robertito Zeta. He's going to get a whistle on the play. And it looks like they're going to drop it here on the right-of-way violation. There's 2 players coming together there. And number 4 in the red, he's going to talk to him about it. He is the captain out there, Cambiaso Adolfo. So you can tell the thought there maybe a little more distance there than he thought speed-wise. You might be able to let that one go there. I mean, if you break it down on the speed, how they call it, WPL, on the distance. But Robert Tito says he's going to ride for it anyway to get the foul. In range here, number 4 in the white, penalty 5 from the spot.
Indeed, they need to be quite careful out there, Dale. As I say, the rain has not made it easy for the players. We've had one little time. That's a nice drive up to the front door coming from Robertito Zeta. And now, was that the number 2? It looked like Strada, who I think, yeah, indeed, I'm just having that verified. So Isidro Strada, after that nice drive from Robertito Zeta, puts one up through the uprights, and there is the equaliser, 2 apiece, and I think that is very fair indeed, because the team in white, J5 La Delfina, as I say, they've got a humongous task up against this Scone team. So to draw level, and they nearly did so at the end of that first Chukker. Great little play here. Zeta and Strada working very well together. Ball's thrown back into play on the halfway line. 2 apiece with a little over 5.5 minutes left to play in Chukker number 2. And I'm expecting to see a lot more from this young man here, Hero Del Carrillo. In a little Melly there with the 9-goaler. Dale, wouldn't you say, one of the best 9-goalers around?
Yeah, Cavanaugh there on the move there, trying to pick up that ball, but good D by Del Carrillo. Long-armed individual. We're talking about very lanky, long legs. He gets out way out in front, makes the hooks, and he's very strong in that number 3 position. They'll pass it over here on the knock-in. Set of 2s here. Oh, there you go. You're talking about Cavanaugh. He reads that one perfectly, Diego. Back to the inside. Now they got to give him a play. Now, Adolfo in the rumble seat. Cavanaugh working it in between 2 white jerseys. Backed up by Del Carrillo, and we're going to get a whistle on the play to stop the action with 4:44 on the clock.
Yeah, very clear. Good to see. Very clear to see, especially from where we're sitting here, of course, Dale. Cavanaugh very much on that line. And a little bit of a cheeky attempt there, so they're going to give him a hit from the spot. Cavanaugh saw that one coming. Quick penalty change. David Paradise there, you can see, just getting on a fresh mount. And then I'm pretty sure play will be called. And no mistake, very quickly taken. Diego Cavanaugh getting his 2nd of the morning, and that puts Scone back in the lead. Still a little mistake there, but maybe in the heat of the moment, J5 La Delfina, just a momentary lapse of not concentration, and of course punished straight away. Good job once again. Let me just mention, of course, our 2 mounted umpires, Martin Aguirre and Gaston Dorignac, out on the field this morning. Esteban Ferrari, our 3rd man, and delighted to have once again the 3/4 Musketeers, our top umpires of the WPL.
Doing a fine job they are. And we got to remember this Scone team in the red. They are the new, 3 players from the Valiente team that just won the All-Star Challenge. So know each other very well. And on the other side, the J5 La Delfina Breeding played that tournament together, as Jan was mentioning earlier, their win-loss record. Back and forth, Dolfo. He's going to work it in behind Zeta. Now keeps it in between 2 white jerseys. Cambiaso going forward on the little bay pony. Nice hook in there by Del Carrillo. He'll leave the ball for Zeta. Robertito, he'll captain the team now from the number 4 position. Little pump fake. No, it's not far enough as Diego Cavanaugh is going to read down perfectly, work it around the corner in front of Strada. Now Cavanaugh once again working the magic, back to the inside, shot on goal, Diego, and there's a high flag right there, and that was perfectly executed play as Cavanaugh works it into the corner, then brings it back towards the center line to create some space for himself. The window opens up, and he drives the next shot home, and that's going to give Perotto an opportunity here to jump on a fresh pony.
Yeah, the execution there was clinical, as to be expected. We mentioned him just now, Diego Cavanaugh. Goal number 3, as you said, Dale, found himself a little space and then the under the next shot. And as I say, absolutely clinical, that play. 4 goals to 2. All of a sudden, the boys in red have a little bit of a cushion of 2 goals. Again, Cavanaugh, everything running via him. It's going to be a little bit too short for Paradise. Del Carril, he'll pick that one up deep in his own half. He's got a man on. None other than Perotto Cambiasso, being very much of a nuisance here for Del Carril, but they managed to solve that one nicely as J5 managed to get a little bit of speed, and again Cavanaugh steals it, turns it around. Had 2 guys to deal with. He's got Perotto at the front door. He has a little duck. He saw that one coming, and he will just have to get the putter out and put that one over. Goal number 2 for Perotto Cambiasso.
Great teamwork again there by the red jerseys as Cavanaugh showing you how to split a team apart. Actually got them running around each other. They almost ran into each other, so they had a break there. That gave Cavanaugh an opportunity. Perotto sitting down there like a wide receiver. And a nice little easy goal there for Diego and Perotto, and that's going to give the boys in the red jerseys here. David's going to stay on his pony and hold down the front line there. Well done, Paradise, to get back with Perotto. Now Perotto just jumped on this little bay pony, tries to run by Ferrari, snip back to the inside, and Hero De Carril will take it to the inside with Adolfo on his hip. Loose ball play, and this works very well, these 2 players of Cavanaugh and Cambiasso. They read each other so well. A little bit of a short shot there. Ferrari will come over, steal it away, stay clean on the near side. Hook in there by Cavanaugh. Diego. Now Perotto, Adolfo's going to come in and help out a little bit. 4 players will converge on 1 ball and will get a blocking foul. So this will line it up for Stone here as they line up on a penalty flag from the spot, and it'll be Adolfo Cambiasso do the honors.
Yeah, got a little bit clustered there. A little bit of a melee going on. Cambiasso looking to feed it to Perotto. Now remember, what you will see a lot here, of course, at the WPL, especially displayed by these guys, is what we call this one-touch polo. The precision, of course, the pass ratio completion is very, very high. But no wonder when you've got a 9 and a 10 goal out on the field, but also the guys playing on 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 goals equally, and you can see how much they've been working on the passing and making sure that the passes get exactly to where they want them to go. Cambiasso now playing the number 4 position, having to go back very much though, so to stay in defence, and I believe that we've heard the horn over on the far side. That will be Chukker, ladies and gentlemen. A little round of applause. Again, a nice turnout here at Valiente Polo Farm. We'll be back in just a few moments after these messages brought to you by ChukkerTV with Chukker number 3.
All right, so as we get ready for our third Chukker play, let's get over because they're ready to go out there. We're going to walk and talk right now. And both these teams are coming out and starting the Chukkers very quickly. We love to see that. But ready to go here in our first game of the day. So on the far side, that ball did go out of bounds at the end of the second Chukker. Now, we talked about it earlier. We had 10 teams enter the Founders Cup, and they drew, of course, 1 through 10. Number 9 and number 10 drew byes. So the winners of today's game will play against the number 9 team, and of course the winners of the later game, our afternoon game, will play against the winners, the draw on number 10. So those are big games here, as they did. I love the draw. They set it up, and a very competitive draw today for this tournament. And they, the STM team, of course, drew the number 9, and the Alabama team drew the number 10. And, I think you were there for the draw.
Yeah, it was great having the draw over at Santa Rita last weekend, of course. And as I said, the players very keen to get on with this Founders Cup. Now, remember, of course, the Founders Cup is where things start getting really, really serious. There is, of course, a prize purse of $100,000 to be won. So the players will, of course, be taking this tournament very, very seriously. Of course, the next one will have the Palm Beach Open. They'll be playing for $125,000, and then the Triple Crown, of course, $150,000 to be won. Now, whilst Dale was just talking you through the draw, we had another and the first goal of the morning for Adolfo Cambiasso. And if I look at the way they've played so far, Team Scone, the red shirts, of course, they won the first Chukker 2-1, only a single goal coming from Del Carril. Again, only a single goal in Chukker number 2, this time from Isidro Strada, but 3 on the account of Scone. And they've come back again very strong with Adolfo Cambiasso opening up the scoring. This could be goal number 2, but he's up against Robertito Zera, who will shut him down. In comes Del Carril to lend a helping hand to take the 10-goaler out of the danger zone. And this could be a chance for them to break. This is a nice little run now, as he's got 2 defenders chasing him. The man with the number 2, he scored already once. Isidro Strada. Porotto coming in, and so far impressing me, no Endale. Man with the number 9, Diego Kavanagh, very much working all over the field, back in defence, back at the front, creating chances. And as you know, having already scored himself 3 times in this game so far. So he's got his hat-trick. Let's have a look at the score. Just a little over 4.5, 6 goals to 2. And like I say, you know, with an increase of a goal per Chukker, that's going to make it very, very tough for J5 La Dolfina, who have a chance possibly here. Del Carril has it stolen once again. Kavanagh clearing the way, allowing Cambiasso a little bit of space. Paradise at the front there, waiting for that ball to come. Porotto also, a lot of space given to the young man there, the 4-goaler. And again, a great pass coming from Cambiasso Senior, and he finds Junior. Now a chance here to send it back up to the front. They go into the half of J5. A little bit too far for Kavanagh. He'll turn and try and pick this one up. A little stop and a pick up there from Strada. But again, Cambiasso not wasting any time. Paradise still at the front waiting. And in comes a challenge there again from Strada. Also working very hard, but look at this young man, Cambiasso, just waltzing Matilda through the goal. Porotto Cambiasso now also following suit with his first hat-trick. 7 goals to 2, 3:32 left to play. And I think we might have a quick courtesy change. Well, Dale, what do you make of that? Scone came in a little bit touchy-feely, and they've just revved it up. with 2, 3, and already 2 goals in Chukker number 2. J5, they've really got it coming, haven't they?
Yeah, very, very quick team. And right here, they come back to the center. David Perry is out front and waiting for him. Hadn't had an opportunity to release the balls as 3-man rotation that they use behind David today. So strong. And they read each other perfectly. And they work very well for each other. They work hard on defense and on the offense side of the field. We're going to whistle here with 2:59 on the clock. Adolfo's going to take advantage here of this whistle and go ahead and change ponies. Looks like everybody on the La Dauphina J5 breeding on a fresh pony. They'll drop this ball here on the reaching call. And that's going to be a penalty 5 from the spot. And Adolfo's already back. So they set it up here, and he'll go ahead and execute this penalty 5. As, again, this is what I'm talking about, Kavanaugh. Working hard. As Day goes and takes a man out there, and then the outlet pass looking for Diego. Oh, man, Del Carrillo misreads that one. Diego plays him for the miss there, takes it in behind Kavanaugh, and Diego Kavanaugh once again inside the red zone 100% today as he's going to crush that little neck shot and get the high flag. And now they're opening it up here with a 6-goal lead here and 3 chukkers to play with 2:25 on the clock. You got to watch out. When this going gets going, could be trouble.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more. And they seem to be getting stronger and stronger. Also, not at all phased by the slightly windy conditions out there. At least the rain has stopped. The field's still quite heavy. We have seen a couple of lofted shots, but not ideal. And they are definitely making the most of it. So Scone, who of course will practice and play in all kinds of conditions to be prepared for any eventualities. Chance now once again for Strada. Strada, we haven't seen a goal scored yet so far in this second chukker. We've already had 3. There's the under the neck. A slight miss hit there. He will leave that behind for Robertito Zeda. Zeda might attempt a long distance shot, but he wants to get a little bit closer, taking the ball around the outside. Zeda, it's a good run here from the 5-goaler, Robertito Zeda. And it's saved on the line. Again, Cambiasso. He's got 2 to choose from. On the far side, he read and he saw it well. Kavanaugh, Cambiasso going up, but there's the pass. This is how you dismantle a defense. Look at that again, perfectly placed on his stick side. Cambiasso on the approach. He'll be happy, unhappy I should say, with that. Slightly overcooked it, but a great play once again here from Scone. And you can see it at that pace, of course. 3 touches is all it took after we had that little clearing save on the back line. Cambiasso opened up and took La Dauphina wide open. The first stop was Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh saw that Perotto was going up, and it was just one more pass. And there was really not much in it, and that ball just going out on the left-hand side. So a chance here once again for J5 La Dauphina, who have possession to try and make a bit of damage to that 8 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they like to leave this half with another goal here to get it 8-3. The rotation by Del Carrillo. They're going to send Zeta forward, but well read again by red jersey, and this will be Perotto this time. Perotto works it quickly on the far side, keeps it out in front of Robertito Zeta. Now the sword fight. He'll slow it down, but he gets away from him. How does he do that? Actually, he snuck away from him. Now picked up by De Carril, and now they have an offensive attack. 5 seconds on the clock, looking for a bit more yardage as Perotto stays clean. Adolfo backs it up, and that one will end it right there, just about 5 yards off of center field. So we'll go ahead and send the teams off here. We can get everybody here at the field to help us out with a little divot stop, as we do have, as we said, the rain came in last night or this morning and tore the field up a little bit, so that'll be very helpful. And we're going to go to a commercial break here on ChukkerTV, so enjoy our halftime break. And, of course, this is the Founders Cup, live from the Valiente Polo Farm, field number 3. We'll be back after this commercial break.
So this is the heart of American polo. The atmosphere here at Santa Rita is like family. The Santa Rita facilities are world-class polo facilities. They're in the center of Wellington, Florida, and it's the perfect place to come and play polo at this time of year.
What I really like about Santa Rita is that we have everything very near to the barn, so I can get on the horse and go to the track, ride the horses, or sticking ball on the field. All the people that work here at Santa Rita are really nice and really friendly. Also, you can bring the children because the barn is very secure, so the horses are very comfortable and they rest very well.
The Ganti family is providing some wonderful opportunities here at Santa Rita, particularly for the women, because in women's polo we're just now starting to really blossom and grow. Melissa Ganti and Alina Carta have put together this league, and they're doing a fantastic job making opportunities available for women to play once a week against each other. So the Santa Rita League has helped us develop these friendships and bonds and create ways of improving women's polo.
My name is Juan Bolini, and we are here in Santa Rita Polo Club. I'm the chief director of the polo school, though we do have lessons and an idea to have polo for everyone.
I've been coming out here taking lessons at Santa Rita for 4 years. Every lesson is really fun. It's always a good time to get out on a horse.
And I think polo is a sport for everyone. So we really have a facility for any level of polo that you want to come enjoy. So I really enjoy what we do here, and Mark and Melissa Ganti really love the game of polo, they love horses.
I highly recommend anyone coming to Santa Rita to play for lessons, for club chukkers, for polo tournaments at any level from local to as high as 26. We're very grateful to have the chance to play here. Thanks to Melissa and to Mark and everyone at Grand Champions in Santa Rita.
All right, welcome back to halftime here of our first game of the day. Yeah, and well, this will start out. We know scoring was going to be very strong, and 8-2. But we want to talk about the way we set up the draw here for the Founders Cup and the WPL, and actually our next game that's going to be played here. Yeah, and I'll pass over to you, and we'll go back and forth here. We're going to break down the teams for you a little bit, and we're going to talk about where they sit in the draw, as we have Seminole Casinos going up against Richard Mill.
Yeah, the wind's coming in. Let's talk about Richard Mill, of course. Great to see Mark Ganzi. And then, of course, the two Castagnola brothers, the two 7-goalers, Camilo and Barto. And then, of course, Pablo McDonald, another 10-goaler. Seminole Casino, so it's going to be husband against wife. Melissa Ganzi, Lucas James, Nick Roldan, Alejandro Navija Estrada, the three Musketeers, the 3 8-goalers there. So that's going to be a cracking game this afternoon. And then, of course, we have a third game. If I just hand the mic back to you, Dale.
Yeah, the wind's starting to blow here on in our game. They're going to start that at, we're going to play on field 2, and then we're going to field 1. So you want to make sure that you check those out here on ChukkerTV. As wow, that is a huge wind coming through here now as the blown air. And our next game is going to be Alegria against Valiente.
Exactly. Looking forward to very much seeing our friend from Canada, Fred Mannix, who played a cracking first tournament, of course, to see back. The same lineup with Henry Porter, the Englishman, Matthias Magrini, of course, the legend, the 7-goaler, and then Nachi Duplessis, the other 8-goaler. So Alegria, definitely a team I think to watch out for. Valiente with Bob Janavis. Remember, he won the All-Star Challenge last weekend, so great to see him back. With Gringo Colombo, Sebastian Melos, and Heijo Taranco. So very exciting, and a lot of action coming your way, of course, from Valiente. And as Dale was saying, all, of course, from Valiente. We're going to be going over to field number 2 and number 1 this afternoon, so make sure you stick around.
All right, so as they did the draw here, now remember we're talking about STM, and they drew number 9, so that put them in the draw where they're going to play against the winners of the Seminole Coconut Creek Casinos and Richard Mill. And so that's going to be a big game. And those two teams are very strong. And, of course, our STM here is going to be with Robert Storm, Pablo Spinacci, Cortez Avaleta, and Nacho Navija Estrada. And then we went to our draws. Look like you got some of our players out here. And then as we drew down on field, number 10, the game 6 there, they drew number 10. And I'll let you go through the Amala team.
Yeah, Amala, of course, as I'm just looking out on the field, the Amala team, bear with me, I've got them right here. Thank you very much.
The wind blowing the wind.
Amala with Nacho Figueres, of course. Great to see the heartthrob back then. With Tincho Merlos, Faco Llorente, and of course Juan Bellini, another very, very powerful team. But Dale, it doesn't really matter which team we talk about. All of the teams that are coming into the WPL, especially now, of course, with the Founders Cup, they mean business. Again, there is $100,000 at stake here. Dale, we're about to start. We're going to have to move off the field. So strap yourselves in. And if we want to talk about the first half, then Scone very much getting stronger and stronger. An average now of nearly 3 goals per Chukker. They scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 again in the third. No score. And that could cost them dearly in Chukker number 3 from J5 Ladolfino. They only managed to score 1 goal per Chukker in Chukker number 1 and 2. So they've got quite a bit of work to do. And as you can see on the scoreboard, if you've just joined us, a very good morning to you. It is 8 goals to 2. Scone very much here on a mission. And so far they are on course, leading with a 6-goal advantage. 6.5 minutes left to play in Chukker number 4.
So the wind has picked up here, as you can see from our halftime break. It blew our papers out of our hands, actually, and the tents actually everywhere around here, too. So this is going to cause a little havoc on the field here, because this Valiente field number 3 runs north and south. And Scone at the minute is headed towards the north goal, and J5 Ladolfino Breeding headed towards the south goal. So definitely actually vice versa. And Scone's going to be headed towards the south goal. And that's going to help out here, because running with the wind is going to make it so much easier, as that wind blowing in your face can be very, very tough, especially on the 4-legged athletes and on the players. As they stop this one, it's going to be Adolfo. He'll control the pace here. They're going to send. Whoa, that one bounces off of Ferrari, as he had Peralta going forward. Del Carrillo was on the rotation play, but it blocks off a pony, and now taking in here, it's going to be Strada. Isidro. Checked his shoulder right there, looking for someone to go forward. There goes number 4, Dacaria or Zeta. Now the outlet pass looking for Ferrari. That ball late is inside. A little pump fake from Diego Cavanaugh, and they'll drag that one into the coffin corner, and Adolfo with the rotation. Adolfo now sees the little seam, and he picks it perfectly, and now the horse race. As they go back on defense just to hold the door down, and many think he's running, slows it back down. Big back shot there by Gonzalo Ferrari. And now look at this, 3 red jerseys taking on the 1 white jersey. Decadillo says, I'm just going to shoot this ball. You might as well. And now we have open style polo. They run the turn, and Adolfo Cambiasso is going to run right into your living room. Right now, as Cambiasso checks his shoulder, looking for Diego. Sees that Diego's in position. Now he'll work the magic. Drops it for Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh sneaks by Dacaril. Now, Diego, good job by Perotto. Taking out Strada. Red jersey dialed in here early in the second half. Back to Cavanaugh, stolen away by Ferrari. And opened up for, looks like it's going to be Zeta. Robertito gets a piece of it, and he'll leave it there to the inside. Now looking for a white jersey going forward, Robertito. But then, look at this, great rotation again by Perotto. So he'll go back on defense. On the outlet pass on the far side, Gonzalo Ferrari will collect this ball, and Dacaria will fall in behind. Gonzalo, very quiet in the first half. And this guy's a goal scorer, but not doing much in the first half. They had him completely controlled, and they'll go back the opposite direction. So both teams winning the center of the field here early in the 4th Chukker. As not one shot on goal here early. Back and forth, and great little magic in there by Adolfo as he pulls the ball away, and it'll be Perotto to work it in. Perotto, first little run here in the second half. Cambiasso gets around 1 white jersey, looking to go around 2. Look for the deep neck shot. There it is. Gets a nice piece of it, but off to the right side. And as we click down to 3 minutes, they're going to hold this 8-2 score.
Well, it seems that J5 have somehow managed to get a grip on Scone, so in so much that they haven't allowed them to score. But Scone very much dealt playing their game. But I am seeing a change here now. J5 seem to have slightly changed the way they're coming out here in the second half. And so far they're doing everything Right, then what they need to do now, of course, is score a few more goals. Just now, that cross-the-field pass that came from Del Carril over to Ferrari, and as you said yourself, I think in the first Chukker, playing a very solid game of polo here, off a very strong 4 goals. Now the whistle will stop play at 2:36 on the clock with a courtesy change. Oh, beg your pardon, no, it was a foul. I'm just being told by the eye in the sky. So they must have already had the very, very quick courtesy change. As you said, Dale, obviously a courtesy change per Chukker is allowed to the players, and especially at the pace that they're going here. Looks like a penalty too has been awarded by the umpires in favour of Scone. And I think it's going to be Mr. Cambiasso himself who's going to attempt this. No, beg your pardon, it's going to be Jago Kavanagh. Now, Jago's already scored 4. And this, if it goes through, and it does, will be goal number 5 for Jago Kavanagh. So they're just shy of 1 going into double figures with a little less than 2.5 minutes left to play. Well, they are running away with it here. It was kind of to be expected. And up until now, J5 Ladolfina did everything, and they did a good job holding Scone at bay. But then a little mistake like that, and they get another penalty. It's going to make it so much harder. 7 goals in it now, Dale. And as I said, I thought they were starting to get a grip on this team, Scone, but it was short-lived. Let's hope they're not going to get too much of a demotivator here, trailing now by 7 goals.
Yeah, I agree with you. I figured they were going to jump on them a lot quicker on the defensive side of the game anyways. Very well mounted, of course, the Scone team. But they are dominating this first 4 Chukkers of play on the inside and on the outside. On the inside right now, as it'll be Adolfo. Adolfo working down the sideline, bust by 1 pony, 2 ponies, going to ride by 3 as Ferrari goes back on defense now. Little hip check there by Dacaria, and Adolfo says, all right, push me to the right, and I'll run to the left. Now they go back inside. That one bounces off of a pony. Loose ball play, but Adolfo picks up his own ball. Now, Cambiasso switches to the near side, and off the goalpost, and that ball will roll in, and there you go, and that's just how you work it. As Adolfo picks up his own ball as it bounces off a pony, and then he works it to the inside, but flips it back to the left side, the near side of the pony, and takes the next shot. In that way, nobody can get a mallet on him. And again, here, they're going to push this to 10-2. With about 50 seconds left here in this 4 Chukker. We'll work it out here. They get back to the center. They get 1 more bowl in on the far side on umpire Dorniak, and a 1 by Scone again. They've won about 80% of the bowl-ins here. Gets stolen away, though, by Ferrari, and Gonzalo now is going to try to get one for himself. Gonzalo, good ball control. Hooked in there by Adolfo, picked up again by Dacaria, little snapshot, and there you go. They get one there as a high flag, and that's a great way to end this 4 Chukker play and stop the river from gushing, actually, because this Scone team mixing it up. David not to get on the scoreboard yet, but I'm sure he will, as he loves to pull the team out in front. That's going to end this 4 Chukker play with a 7-goal lead. So we'll send them both off to get some fresh ponies here, and we'll see what the J5 Ladolfina Breeding has up their sleeve here for this 5th Chukker, or if Scone is going to put them away. Stay with us. We'll be back here on ChukkerTV. All right, so if you're going to make a move, we got to make it now because it's been all red jerseys here.
It has indeed. I mean, we did see that J5 started to come back a little bit, especially in the first half of that second chuck. A little penalty then sort of knocked their confidence a little bit. And then, of course, Cambiasso, tenacious Cambiasso, give him an inch and he will take you for a mile. So they're into double figures, 10 goals to 3. We saw a nice little comeback there at the end of that chucker from Hero del Carril. As I say, he's going to be instrumental in that team. The boys are back out on the field. But if we do compare notes from the first chucker, when Scone won 2 goals to 1, and then it was all uphill or downhill for J5 Ladolfina in that fourth chucker, Dale, they've actually gone back to the way they started. Scone only scoring twice and J5 once. Now, if they can now turn it around and score 3 goals in this chucker, maybe 4, they might still have a chance to come back. This is far from over. 6.5 minutes to play. We're at the top of chucker number 5, and there's a little bit of a melee going on the halfway line, and eventually it'll be one of those 2 Argentine coloured helmets. This time it is Adolfo who will send the ball round the outside. He was hoping that was going to be picked up by David Paradise. But for me, Dale, I have to say, working very, very hard here, and with 5 goals to his name, one of the strongest players out there, and that is the man with the number 9 to his name and the number 3 on his shirt in red, Diego Kavanagh, always making himself available. There's the pass up to the front, and in comes Zeda. Zeda on the approach. He's going to have to slam on the brakes here. He's got the man Ferrari who'll tuck in behind, but still Zeda up against Porotto Cambiasso, who also does not hold back, taking on the biggest and the best of those players. A little foul on that corner play there. As they're going to leave it behind. Well, there is a ball left on the field, and it looks like it's going to go in favour of J5. I think we had a bit of a crossing foul. Or was it a safety? Well, I'm not quite sure. Possibly a safety. Let's have a look where the umpire drops the ball. Now, remember, in the case that a defending player knocks the ball over his own back line, and this is what I think clearly has happened here, Perotto must have knocked it over the back line. So an advantage, and therefore a safety penalty in favour of J5 Ladolfina. Now, as you were saying earlier, Dale, they're playing against the wind. They have to get this absolutely spot on. I wonder whether it'll be Del Carril or the man with the number 4, or Robertito Zeda. My money's on Carril. He's already scored. Let's have a look. Twice. And he's just teeing up the ball there nicely. You can see Scone, of course, all of the players positioning themselves between the uprights. No, it is going to be Robertito Zeda taking a nice long run up here. So let's hope they can get one back. Because they really need a couple of quick goals now here. Zeda. Slightly rolled his wrist. Ball was out to the left-hand side, but still waiting there to try and do some damage was Isidro Estrada. They still have possession, immediately surrounded by red shirts. Estrada comes out to the far side. Zeda just holding back. Cambiasso, and that's gone over the back line, but who did it come off? A defender or an attacking player? No, came off an attacking player, so a very quick hit in and knock in from his own back line taken by Cambiasso.
Adolfo not wasting any time here. He wants to keep the rhythm going, and I understand why, because get Perotto on the move. Perotto on the bay pony, gets this one out. Whoa, well done, Ferrari leaning way out. But Perotto keeps it on the end of his stick, and they'll leave that one right on the 60-yard line as it gets taken again by Zeda. Oh, bad luck as that one gets kicked by the pony. But Zeda will jump on the right of way there, and of course, player fouling the ball has a right of way over player meeting the ball. So Zeda will ride that one out and get control here from the spot. And, yeah, an opportunity there on the penalty 6. One of their goals, one of their 3 that they've had, actually was a setup, which was about the 100-yard line down in the south goal mouth. So that was an opportunity for them, and they're going to pass it by here, and it's going to be picked up again and set up by Robertito. Nice pass, but nobody home with a white jersey. Overread there by Kavanaugh. Now they'll come together. Zed has got some power here as he works this one out. Nice play by Dacaria. He's going to pick Cambiaso up. That'll give Robertito a little room to work. But Peroto will come in here and jump on the number 4. Number 1 down in the corner, the coffin corner, and it'll be Ferrari. Back to the inside by Gonzalo, and again, nobody home with a white jersey. So, taken out by the red team as Peroto picks this one up on the move, on the near side, gets out in front, the little hustle play. Peroto Cambiaso back to the center, checks his shoulder, Carrillo coming strong. He leaves it behind for Kavanaugh. That's going to work. Diego once, Diego twice, Diego 3 times. Diego gets the high flag, and as they come at you, you got to be careful because they are a force to be reckoned with. This red team, when they get rolling, they are on fire. David's going to stay on the field here. Paradise is going to be in the perfect position here to do the bowl-in, as all of his team is going to be changing. Now, we are not using the courtesy change. That's why they've been flying out here back and forth, as we did use the courtesy change in the All-Star Challenge. So we do here at the WPL, the World Polo League. They use that as a warm-up tournament as they're playing, as everybody gets organized coming in. And so you got to be on cue here. And the weather has been perfect anyways. And, of course, that's where that courtesy change comes into play when you need it. It is a tournament condition, but they will not be using that here in the WPL for the rest of the season. All right, on the far side, it's going to be Kavanaugh. Diego, a miss hit there. Backed up again by Zeta. Bounces off a pony, but right to a red jersey. They seem to be everywhere. Now it's going to be Dolfo spins that one around, and nice little pick play here. Bad luck, as I thought Dacario was going to take it forward. A low percentage play there as Robertito wants to meet that ball, and if you don't get it, this is what happens. And Kavanaugh says thank you. He'll pick up the loose ball play, and Diego's going to go back to back, coast to coast, and he's going to put this team in here now 12-3 with just under 2:30 left in this 5th Chukker play.
Yeah, Daddy was saying they seem to be all over the place. And what it is, of course, that their positioning play is superb. Scone really in command here. The 4 players all know exactly where to be at what time, and J5 Ladofina can only react to what's going to doing, and the umpires, of course, wasting no time. It is at your peril if you decide to change a pony during play. And at the moment, J5 Ladolfina really can't afford to not have all their boys out on the field. Oh, again, nicely done there. Little flick of the wrist. Just the cutest of little touches there by Peroto Cambiaso. And a bit of a dispute being challenged there by Del Carril against the umpire. It looked like a right-of-way infringement on that play. But I like the way that Peroto just put his stick out there, gave it the slightest of little touches. It was a very clever idea. But let's see what the umpires make of that. Well, it looks like it's going to go in favour of Scone even. For a minute there, it looked to me like it could have been the other way, but those umpires out there, of course, they would have been right on top of that play, and it looks like a penalty 2. Penalty 2 has been awarded in favour of Scone to make it another one that could give them a lead of potentially 10 goals, Dale.
Well, they are goal-scoring machine, this red team. And if you get them going here, you got to be careful. Diego's going to go ahead and do the honors here. Just off to the right side, and that ball will just go wide, and they're going to dodge a bullet here for the first time today.
Oh, indeed, they have dodged a bullet. But you know what? When you're leading by 9 goals, I'm pretty sure they can afford to have the odd little mishap. Let's have a look at the clock. 1:24 left to play in the penultimate Chukker. And J5, of course, now very much up against the clock as well. Carril, a little under the next shot, has a deflection coming off the pony of Cambiaso. It'll bounce over the sideboards. So hit from the spot, a penalty 5A. And a young lady there with a nice little souvenir. Play is called, quickly taken. Cambiaso puts it straight up to the front door to David Paradise. Paradise, we got a little bit unlucky there. A slight deflection, but again, the pass from Cambiasso. Absolutely spot on. Paradise read it well in the right place at the right time. Got a little bit unlucky there with the deflection. But despite the fact that they're not scoring, it's still power play. And J5, Ladolfina Breeding, again, having to play the reaction game. There's the horn, down to the last few seconds here in Chukker, number 5. Del Carril struggling there, has to pick it up on the near side. Of course, this is all costing valuable time. There's the pass out. It's a little bit short, or is it not? No, it's been taken by Strada. And that whistle, a right of way, little whistle on that play. Of course, will come back when they come back for the 6th and final Chukker, of course, to see what the umpires make of that. Until then, stay tuned. And we leave you with these messages brought to you, of course, by ChukkerTV.
All right, so they line up right behind us here for a penalty 4. And Alegria Valiente coming up at 2 o'clock. And, of course, we know Seminole Casinos and Richard Mills is going to be an amazing game, too. And I was surprised here at this. I like to see them come a little stronger. I thought this J5, they would come out a little stronger. You know, like I said, I understand it's a very tough team, especially this Scone team. They know each other very well. Playing with David for the first time, but David understands high-go polo, so...
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I think it all went a little bit wrong in Chukker number 3 and Chukker number 5. No score in those two Chukkers, and of course at this level, Dale, you cannot afford not to score. You know, even if it's 1 or 2. I thought, like I said, for a moment there in Chukker number 4, that they were going to come back a little bit. They looked like they had a grip, but when the Cambiassos, you know, Porotto, who seems to have such an incredible eye for the ball and such a great way of how he reads the play, always puts himself in a position where he will always be a very dangerous player. And as we said, we had a whistle at the end of that previous Chukker, and the umpires have awarded on that play, which looked to me like a right-of-way infringement. They've given a penalty for, and Del Carril gets really underneath that one, but he puts it wide. He puts it wide. He really did wallop that something good, but it just went wide. So, and of course, again, these are very, very important opportunities missed. On the other hand, of course, Scone will be delighted, leading still by 9 goals. There's the pass. He tried to pick it up on the near side. Cambiasso, Del Carril, he will try and redeem himself. He's got a man going up, Robertito Zeta. He will be immediately marked by Paradise. Ferrari. Nice little cheeky shot. Kept it nice and low, looking for Isidro Strada. Strada, he's in within shooting range. Strada up in the air. A little bit of trickery here. And a little flick of the wrist. And that's a nice play by Isidro Strada. And they needed that pretty badly here. Chukker number 6, the first score going in favour of J5. La Dolfina. 6 minutes left to play in Chukker number 6 as they go back to the centre. Of course, the clock will be running down now. So 12 goals to 4, 8 goals in it. Do you ever remember a game where a team came back trailing by 8 goals and won it? Well, I certainly can't remember ever having seen that. But as I say, in a game of polo, crazier things have happened. Ball's back in play. Ferrari, they're trying to fish it out of the traffic. Still Ferrari. Going up there with him now is Strada. But also back in defence, Cambiasso. And he'll get to that one first. Fake little backhand from the number 2, Strada. Always managed to find a little space. Strada, he will open this up nicely. And goal number 3 for Isidro Strada. So they're coming back strong here in Chukker number 6. But Dale, is it a little, too late?
Yeah, you got to be careful. As I said, this team so strong, the red team, as they played right into their hands. But I'll tell you, they moved off the ball so well today, even with a little bit of a wet surface, which was very, very, very safe. These fields are just world class at the Valiente Polo Farm. And field 3. And, of course, you'll be able to see field 1 and 2 as Adolfo takes a bouncing ball from behind his pony and pulls it forward. So amazing with the polo ball. Sometimes he makes moves on the field. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what they did all day today very well as they work for each other. And you see Diego Cavanaugh there taking the mallet of the white jersey for Adolfo. And then they get it going. And now Zidane, we've seen the big chestnut pony, but look at how quickly Adolfo scoots over there, opens this one up, right to Proto. Proto's going to get taken out by Ferrari, and they'll leave it for Da Carril, and they're going to send 3 more white jerseys going forward. This is the offensive attack you need. Adolfo, Da Carril. Neutral play, turn around, and they'll change the field here as Cavanaugh's going to launch one here. And David's going to get in the middle of the game. I like it now. David working back in Paradise and playing a little D in the middle of the field, getting the rotation down with his own team. As I said, first time playing here with the 3 players, so that's good for David as he gets a little bit of rhythm going here. And then you get the run and a sweet little neck shot there by Da Carril, and that's going to go ahead and break us down just under 3 minutes.
Just under 3 minutes and 6 goals in it is the question. Have Scone slightly taken the foot off the gas here? Obviously the majority of the work has been done, and of course the tournament will continue. So I'm thinking that they're just giving J5 a little bit of extra space, but they won't let anything burn. They'll keep it all on the boil. 6 goals in it, 2:45 on the clock, and they're on the forefront again. Del Carril with a long drive up to the front, looking on the far side for Ferrari. Ferrari will be beaten to it, but only just by Cavanaugh. As I say, Cavanaugh for me one of the strongest players out there this morning and now afternoon. Nice to have you with us, of course, on ChukkerTV. And as Dale so often likes to remind you, if you are watching and you have any questions, any queries, or any requests even, do let us know. Always happy to have your feedback and your comments on ChukkerTV. And as we were saying, we have, of course, 2 more games. We've got 3 big headers here this afternoon, all coming to you from Valiente. The next, of course, to start at 2 o'clock local time. So make sure, if you have lunch, you have a TV lunch, and you watch the second of the Founders Cup. Quick penalty, and it's going to be awarded a penalty too, and it's going to be taken. And no mistake there by Isidro Strada. That's a hat-trick for him, and all of a sudden there you see they can do it. But I say Scone probably taking a little bit off the pressure here. 4 goals in La Dolfina's 6th and final Chukker.
Yeah, keeping the pressure on as they work this one down here under 2 minutes. Of course, remember the winner of this is going to play against STM. It's be Robert Storm, Pablo Spinacci, Corso Zavaleta, and Nacho Navija Estrada. So these guys are sitting back, kind of getting a read on here as they drew the bye. Of course, that was number 9 on the draw. And so we'll see who they're going to end up going up against here as they click down now under 45. Red jersey still in control of this one. On the play on the backside is going to be Khalil. Leans way back, and there's Ferrari. Been looking for Gonzalo all day long. This guy's so good in front of the game, but, we got to deal with Adolfo wearing the 4. So it looked like they try to change their game plan a little bit, and sometimes that can snap back and bite you. On the move, it's going to be Proto, and he'll hammer that one just off the left side, and that'll click us underneath a minute now. Another knockout coming, so looks like we're going to go ahead, and STM is going to get organized to play Gascon here in the, that'll be a semi-final game here. So that's going to be the big game, or quarterfinal. And that'll be game number 5 of the Founders Cup 2020. As they're going to put Ferrari one more time. Gonzalo, shot on goal. And, man, I've been looking for this kid to shoot the ball. I'm glad he got one because he has been exceptional all season long. He did get a lot of opportunities today, but as I said, when you have the GOAT playing number 4 today, and you got to get around him, it can be a little tough, and that just kind of fizzles them. Sometimes they try to change their game plan around and send the bite, like you said, it ends up snapping back on you because you try to keep it away from him, but then the other players get it going. So that looks like it's going to click it down here, and so congratulations. As we're right there, we're going to get one more bowl in here to finish this one up. And it'll get taken down by Dacaria. And it looks like all the players are going to go ahead and thank each other here. So like they are mountain officials here, of course, Aguirre and Dorniak. Ferrari, our third man. And we're going to get ready to move to the next game here. Remember, triple header here going on, ChukkerTV. Congratulations to Scone. Is a very strong team. I don't even think we need to break it down any more than it already was, Jan. The proof in the pudding right there. This is a tough team, and this team can go on and win it all. So good luck to STMR. But we're going to get ready for our second game of the day as we're going to move over to Alegria and Valiente, which will be on field number 2 at the Valiente Polo Farm. For Jan and Frank, I'm Dale Schwetz. I speak for the whole ChukkerTV family. I want to say thank you for making us the leaders of polo broadcasting, and we'll see you here at 2 o'clock for our second game of the day. And remember, here on ChukkerTV, we love the polo.
We do.